Good afternoon and welcome. I'm here to welcome you and give you a little overview of our program, which, as Milad mentioned, we started about a year and a half ago. I have very limited time. We have a great lineup of speakers to talk about what their perspective is as it relates to innovation in the energy sector, from power electric utilities to some of the largest pipeline operators and oil and gas companies. So welcome. As mentioned, I'm Wade Butarev, Director of Energy and Sustainability Program. Our landscape is very broad, anywhere from the molecules and electrons to devices and systems, and more importantly, the integrated systems of systems. So we're excited in the past few months, kind of landscaping the investment opportunities, and I'd like to share a little bit about what we like to see evolve in the collective community of startups. So our group of utility partners are interested in working across different industry verticals that we run here successfully. Some of the largest automotive companies in our mobility practice, which I'm personally very excited about, are going to showcase their innovative solutions tomorrow. We have our mobility program with some of the suppliers, OEMs, car makers that work with us across the globe to find the startups that can help them digitally transform and change their customer experience. So a lot of technologies that we see around charging infrastructures as to whether we can improve the efficiency of these stations or use some of the metrics that we get from satellite information and data analytics to find out what are some of the locations and places we can build these infrastructures that can improve the productivity of these charging stations. So electric vehicle charging stations is one of our top focus areas that are directly aligned with our utility partners, and also a lot of data analytic platforms that can improve the productivity of these infrastructures, hard infrastructures, without having to build new ones. So we see a lot of technologies that can help integrate data and come up with actionable insights for the controllers and operators on how and when to use these infrastructures more efficiently. A very exciting space for us. Electric vehicles and autonomous vehicles as a whole in our mobility practice is also another interesting topic that we look at in our energy and sustainability program. And when it comes to distributed energy resources, we see a lot of interesting technologies around solar and wind and storage solutions, and how we can integrate all of these resources to come up with virtual power plants where we use these resources when it's necessary by providing electricity to the locations that don't have access otherwise. So when it comes to our real estate and construction innovation program, we work with some of the largest real estate developers and construction companies and property owners that are looking to build products and services using the applications of big data analytics and machine learning for their residents. And there's an interesting dynamic with our group of utility partners and energy providers to work with these stakeholders to jointly provide those solutions. So we're excited to work with some of our partners. Earlier I was in a meeting with one of our partners from Thailand, and they have very innovative approach in finding solutions, and I'm very excited to see how they continue working with our energy partners in building some products and solutions. When it comes to understanding the global dynamic, as I mentioned earlier, we are looking to invest in companies that use the applications of data that we collect from satellites, drones, ships, and cars, and trains to come up with metrics that can inform a dialogue in trading some of the assets in a more effective way as it relates to renewable energy supply chain, whether it's battery cells, whether it's resource information from cobalt and lithium and ion to battery cells to even battery packs and et cetera. So a lot of interesting things that we're looking at today in our supply chain practice is how can we leverage some of these blockchain solutions in creating transparency and visibility into the supply chain from end to end by tracing those raw materials and giving that reliability into those supply chain and efficiency and automation into those supply chain operations. So a lot of exciting things that are happening in our energy practice. Lastly is, our new group of partners. We're excited to have everyone here, a lot of guests and friends from all over the world, from Houston, from San Diego, from China, from Europe. So welcome, and thank you for joining us. I do want to make a few announcements and give you some updates on some of our global activities as it relates to energy sector. We just recently partnered with the State Grid of China in Shanghai. As you probably have heard, we have 8 offices in China with major buildings and operations going on at the scale of what we have in our headquarters in Shanghai, Beijing, Shenzhen, and Zhengzhou. We just recently partnered with the State Grid of China, the world's largest utility with 1.1 billion customers. So we're really excited to give startups access to that market. It's a very unique, fast-growing market. No need to talk about the growth. I'm sure you guys have looked into it. I do have a short video to share. I'm not sure if we can play the video.
其实在全球一共有3个板块的布局，一个是在硅谷，一个是在德国的柏林，另外一个就是在我们中国的北京。
We have joined the Buck and Payne Silicon Valley since last year. We also come here to visit China and explore more about the startup in this ecosystem.
我们希望通过跟政府的合作，能够获取到更优质的本地的早期的项目，接触到不同城市里面 具有创新需求的大企业，把我们这个创新的生态来做得更大。
未来能源行业的发展方向包括是能源与信息技术的一个深度融合，期待着在这个平台上能够与更多能源互联网产业链的创业公司，包括投资公司，大家一起合作共赢。
我们开放式的平台，企业、startup、初创公司、高校、政府、风险投资5个这个核心元素的代表都在我们当中。
我们希望能够把这些非常优秀的能源和可持续类的创业公司对接到我们的企业的资源、政府合作伙伴的资源以及风险投资的资源，来扩大他们在行业里的影响力。
PMP 更像一个从孵化到成长提供全程的帮助的公司，能够提供到更多的成长的辅助，
一个非常好的平台，让我们有机会reach到一些大客户。
今天来到现场，我看到说我们邀请了非常多的这个能源行业的大型的国企、央企和能源产业的这些企业客户，
和业界的这种500强企业的这种组合，焕发了非常多的这种场景的想象空间和合作的可能性。
最近我们最痛的这个。 创新型企业的怎么把东西卖出去？
刚结束交流之后，甚至有一些合作的意向就已经开始出来了。
Buck and Payne的生态会用我们所有的全球的资源，跟每一个行业、跨行业做出非常有效的创新的链接。这也是我们做这个生态最重要的使命，是希望用创新的元素去引领产业的升级和发展。
Okay, so that video was a wrap-up video of our China kickoff event. Our partners in China and around the world genuinely want to transform their businesses. And in this digital transformation journey, they see a lot of challenges. A lot of the changes in the customer experience that they see, they want to better understand the customer behavior. And we see a lot of startups in our brand and retail program where they can give analytics and tools that the partners can understand how the customer behave as their expectations change. As you know, the cost of renewables dropping, the volumes are going up. The largest buying cohort are becoming millennials, and they want to find ways to build a layer of community in their client base and come up with products and services that can help maintain their territories and market share. So a lot of interesting things. I do want to recognize our partners' hard work in the past 3 to 6 months. They're putting a lot of work and time to find ways to work with these startups, whether in their earlier stage, doing pilot projects or POCs, or if they're growth stage companies with clear value proposition to help them commercialize their products and solutions and access markets that they didn't even have access otherwise. So with that, I'd like to welcome our newest partner. Energie Steiermark is one of the largest Austrian energy providers. But we were able to have them in our family. So I'd like to welcome Yuta on stage to say a few words maybe. Please give him a round of applause.
Thank you. Yeah, good afternoon. My name is Thomas Wiedner. I'm from Austria, and the company is Energie Steiermark. Is one, like he mentioned before, one of the largest energy companies in Austria. We are liberalized since 2001, and by now we have a really solid basis. But nevertheless, we must be also aware of these trends. For example, increasing autonomous use cases, decreasing prices, and all of these energy efficient measures. And so 4 years ago, we decided to develop an innovation management system department. And 2 years ago, and it was called Next Incubator. It's a playground for out of the Energie Steiermark. It's a playground. It's an open-minded space where we can develop with startups new topics, new use cases. We are defined in our strategic fields. And strategic fields, 3 of them are very important priority. The first is mobility topics. We have by now for 1 year, we have a venture with an Austrian startup. It's called Ibiola. It's about car sharing solutions. And so we are very interested in startups, international startups for infrastructure, charging, and also better solutions for these mobility topics. The second priority topic is blockchain. 2 years ago, we started a use case in this Next Incubator. It was called the next big thing. We have now token economy, where we try to handle with all these crypto rails and so on. And so we are looking all for these blockchain use cases. And the third topic, it's more to the core competence, to the Energie Steiermark. It's about maintenance, optimization, could also be with a blockchain system. But these are our 3 priority topics by now. And today, it's really a historical moment for us, because now we worked for 4 or 5 years in these innovation programs. And yesterday, it's a really good pleasure for us. We could sign the contract, and now it's the first day. We're sitting in the first row. Thank you very much. It's the first day for us to stay here with you, and it's really a great pleasure for us to be in your system. And yeah, we will give our best. And yesterday we had 2 chats with very interesting startups. And yeah, we will hope it will bring us our knowledge, because we liberalized a long time. And thank you very much to be here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We're excited to have you on board. We are convinced the future of energy is decentralized, digitized, and decarbonized, and that drives our investment thesis, and that drives our scouting efforts to connect our startups with the corporate partners, with the hope of giving them the chance to test out their ideas or scale them up in new regions. I've taken up a lot of time. It's really exciting to be here. I do want to recognize our team globally. Obviously, I'm so proud of our Silicon Valley team, but we have our team members from Berlin, where we have an energy program with Uniper and Siemens and the Linde Group, working closely with them in Stuttgart and Berlin. We have our managing director of our Stuttgart program working with our group of automotive companies. I don't know if he's in the room or not. Sasha? Okay. We have our team members from China here, as well as our other locations. So come find us, and if you're interested in understanding the market dynamic in those regions, we'd be happy to share with you more. And with that, we have a great lineup of speakers. I would like to invite David from the Bloomberg New Energy Finance and the rest of the panelists to come on stage, please. Thank you very much, and we're excited for the startups presenting today.